Yeah. How I see it. How I see it. Yeah. Listen. I persevered through the worst. My thirst to adhere is a curse. My life, I see it in reverse. I first appeared in a hearse. The driver steered to the church. My grandkids carried the coffin to the altar as they burst into tears from their shirts. The tears rise to the sides of their face and into their eyes is piercing where hurt. Fast forward 60 years, I got verse of the year. My purpose is clear, it's to murk whoever dare flirt with death. The best alive, and what you now hear is the work. The inspiration was rare and in spurts, but when it's there, I'm immersed. My experience of being a parent dispersed. Watching my son disappear as I stare at his birth. And he returns to the womb, wifey stomach growing greater in girth. And then declining every time we come here to the nurse. With each day that passes, I can feel my career coming first. Do I? Took the wedding ring off her finger and now I'm single. Walking up the aisle backwards to an era of dirt. Falling clubs tipsy with a bitch I see clear through a skirt. The cameras be snapping, blogs be yapping, so I'm careful alert. Walking to my section, whisper right in my ear. We flirt, we part ways. I see her from a distance, she stares with a smirk. Cheers to the perks with the squad. We live for the search of new hoes. Lusty, quick to fuck me, unaware of they worth. We leave the club, drive to the show, and I swear that it's turf. It all begins with encore cheers for those wearing my merch. Fast forward through years of rehearsal, losing, winning, bank account thinning, income streams nowhere near as diverse. And though I'm blessed, I see me stressing from hearing the chirps of naysayers who only days later I don't care to convert. On cloud nine, now signed to my hero, one of the so-called kings of this rap thing that I swear to usurp. Decade later, mama cut on the cable. My motivation to be greater ends the moment I appear in a purse. I'm growing shorter, pampers cover my hindquarters. I watch my father walk back in my life and it clears up a hurt I couldn't explain. Mama gives me my name, then hands me over to the doctor and I watch as my spirit reverts. Then I'm no longer here on this earth. I'm no longer here on this earth. That's how I see it. I'm gonna come in.
Y'all slide up for a second because I got a story to tell you. Just know you are not here by accident. If you found your way into this space, then trust me, you were guided here for a reason. So go on and get yourself settled, get your coffee, get your mind right, and let's talk about it. Because baby, this right here, I have a story. Welcome to Blended Healing.
I look up once, heaven responds. White light moves through, truth carries on.
Is life to you a competition, or are we stronger together? We spent a lot of time talking about competition, comparison, community collaboration, mentorship, sharing resources and referrals. But now we're at the most important question of all. What happens if we actually start living this way? Because hearing a good message and living a good message are two different things. Reading a book doesn't change a community. Agreeing with an ideal does not transform a neighborhood. And talking about unity doesn't mean that it automatically creates it. At some point, somebody has to put the words into action. Maybe that somebody is us. I've learned that real change doesn't start at the top. It starts on the ground floor with the people in the trenches every single day. It starts when we start to choose to encourage instead of criticizing everybody. And when we choose to collaborate instead of competing, then we celebrate somebody else's success instead of questioning why it wasn't ours. Those little decisions may not seem like much in the moment, but over time they become the culture. Imagine if our kids grew up watching adults genuinely support one another. What if they saw business owners working together instead of tearing each other down? If they heard conversations filled with encouragement instead of gossip, jealousy, and comparison? They wouldn't have to unlearn what many of us did because they grow up believing that's simply how healthy community works. That's the future. A future where success isn't measured by who climbed the fastest, but how many people climb together. Where collaboration is normal, trust is rebuilt, partnerships are celebrated, and helping one another isn't viewed as a weakness, but as wisdom. That's what this is all about. Not just changing how we think, changing how we live. Welcome. Welcome to Blended Healing. Welcome to Stronger Together. Because we are, the race doesn't care how tired you are. The race only recognizes who got there first. Is it really? Or are we one community, one purpose, and one legacy? Ashe.
And silent when it matters. That don't even make sense. Fix it or exit. Don't play support, I don't need a fan. Need a real one, not a hype man. If you with me, then you stand 10. Not just talking for the Instagram. Don't play support, don't fake love. I can tell when it ain't real, yeah. You can keep that low and proud.
Hearing a good message and living a good message are two different things. Reading a book doesn't change a community. Agreeing with an idea doesn't transform a neighborhood.
Absolutely, you're right. Talking about unity doesn't automatically create it. At some point, somebody has to put the words into action. Maybe that somebody is us.
If you goes when it get real, yeah. You was loud when it was cute. Now it's quiet, what it do?
Sometimes the first thing people say is, I wonder how long that's going to last. Or somebody's getting the better end of that deal. Or let's see what happens. Why is that where our minds go? Why have we become so conditioned to expect partnerships to fall apart instead of hoping they succeed? And maybe that's where it starts. Maybe it starts with us being quicker to celebrate collaboration than we are to criticize it. Because when people feel supported, they keep building. And when they keep building together, all of us benefit.
You were posting, tagging, hype. Now you missing when I'm blue. I don't need no cheer squad. I need pull up energy. Where you at when I'm low, not when it's convenient.
I think we've spent so much time hearing stories about partnerships that ended badly that we've forgotten there are plenty of partnerships that are thriving. They just don't make headlines. That's so true. They quietly strengthen communities. They quietly create jobs, opportunities, friendships, and lasting relationships. Those stories deserve just as much attention as the failures do. We celebrate more partnerships, we'll inspire more partnerships. And the more people decide to build together, the stronger our communities become. That's something worth clapping for. When did information become something we started hiding from each other? At what point did helping somebody else become a threat? Somewhere along the way, people started acting like if they told you where they got their products, designed their website, printed their shirts, or who helped them get started, they were somehow giving away the secret sauce. I never understood that way of thinking.
Yeah. When was the last time you genuinely celebrated two people deciding to work together? Not one person winning, not one business taking off. I mean, two people choosing collaboration over competition. We always celebrate when one person makes it all day, and we should. We applaud when somebody buys a house or starts a business and gets promoted or reaches a milestone. But when two people decide to join forces, it's almost like people don't know how to respond. Sometimes the first thing people say, I wonder how long that gonna last, or somebody's getting the better end of that deal, or let's see what happens. Why is that where our minds go? Why have we become so conditioned to expect partnerships to fall apart instead of hoping they succeed? If we start reinforcing something different, what if every time we saw people building together, we celebrated it? What if we start saying, I love seeing people collaborate? This is exactly what our community needs. I love to see my people win. Those words don't seem all that, but encouragement has a way of giving people the confidence to keep going. What gets encouraged usually gets repeated. If people constantly receive support when they work together, then they'll be more willing to do it again. They'll invite more people to the table, and they'll build bigger ideas, and they create opportunities that would never existed if everybody stayed in their corner. Collaboration isn't always easy. It requires communication, compromise, trust, putting your ego on the back burner so something bigger can be built. That's work. So when you see people doing it successfully, don't be afraid to acknowledge it. Tell them they're doing a good job. Share what they build and recommend them to other people. Celebrate the partnership just as much as you celebrate the outcome. Think about the example that sets for the people watching. Children are paying attention. New entrepreneurs are paying attention. The next generation is paying attention. If they all ever see is people competing, they'll never think that that's normal. But if they grow up watching people support one another, collaborate, and celebrate each other's success, they'll believe that's what healthy communities are supposed to look like. Culture doesn't usually change because of one big thing. It changes because ordinary people consistently reinforce the behavior that they want to see more of. Every compliment, recommendation, shared post, every word of encouragement adds another brick to the kind of community we're trying to build. Maybe that's where it starts. Maybe it starts with us being quicker to celebrate collaboration than we are to criticize it. Because when people feel supported, they keep building. And when they keep building together, all of us benefit. You dig? For real, for real. You got to celebrate the partnerships. I think we need to normalize it more, celebrating it, and not just accepting them, waiting to see what's going to fall apart, but actually celebrating them. Somewhere along the way, we become conditioned to expect collaborations to fail. It's almost like people are waiting for somebody to get mad, somebody to quit, or somebody to get the short end of the stick before the partnership even has a chance to grow. People are already looking for reasons it's not going to work. I never understood that mindset. If two businesses decide to work together, I want them to win. If two nonprofits join forces to serve the community, I'm rooting for them. Two creators combine their gifts to make something bigger than either one of them could have done alone. That's something worth celebrating. Why? When people build something meaningful together, the benefits usually reach far beyond the two people involved. We spend so much time hearing stories about partnerships that ended badly that we forgot that there are plenty of partnerships that are thriving. They just don't make up headlines. They build their stuff on the low. and it strengthens the community, and it creates jobs, opportunity, friendships, and lasting relationships. Those stories deserve just as much attention as the failures do. Instead of asking, I wonder what's really going on, maybe we should ask, what can I learn from what they're building? That's a completely different way of looking at it. One question comes suspicion, always sus. And the other one comes from curiosity. And curiosity has a way of opening doors that suspicion never will. Everybody brings something different to the table. You can have somebody who's a visionary, somebody who knows numbers, somebody who knows marketing. Another person is great at building relationships. They're the reason why partnerships work. None of us were ever supposed to know everything or do everything. And that's why collaboration exists in the first place. When you find people whose values line up with yours, whose integrity matches yours, and vision complements yours, that's something to appreciate. Those kinds of partnerships don't happen every day. They take time to build. They take time to communicate. And they take honesty. Most of all, they take trust. So instead of waiting for partnerships to fall apart, let's celebrate the people who are making them work. Give them a round of applause. Support the organizations that come together and encourage the creators who choose unity over ego. Every successful partnership reminds us that we can accomplish more together than we ever could do by ourselves. We'll inspire more partnerships and more people who decide to build together. The stronger our communities become. That's something worth clapping for. You feeling me? You feel me? True facts. True facts.
Soft light, evening glow. She make her essential, let the magic flow. Bath and spray, a gentle start. Body butter, warm in every part. Crystals hum, charms and light. Smoke and herbs, energy shines. Every drop, every scent. She make her essentials, my heart's contented. She make her essentials, house of blessings, honey. Spray so glow, feel the magic pressing. She make her essentials, house of blessings, honey. Every night, every way, lift your spirit rising. Lift your spirit rising. Mystery box. Meet and disappear, I fade low, keep it there. I like pressure, I like proof. If it's real, it's crystal clear. If you solid, you don't talk much.
I also think we need to become more intentional about the words we speak into other people's lives. Tell people you're proud of them. Congratulate them when they're making progress.
That's so true. Words can really make a difference.
Exactly. Let's make that a habit.
Recommend their business when someone asks. Celebrate their accomplishments without feeling like you have to mention your own in the same conversation. Encouragement is free, but its value is priceless.
I love that. Sometimes changing the world doesn't begin with changing everybody else. Sometimes it begins with changing the words that come out of our own mouths.
If you solid, you don't talk much. You just show up, no soft touch. I don't chase, I replace quick.
One of the greatest things we can leave the next generation isn't money. It's an example of integrity, an example of collaboration, an example of trust, an example of people who understood that life wasn't about climbing over one another, but climbing with one another. If we want them to build stronger communities than the ones we inherited, then we have to give them something stronger to imitate. They're always watching.
Facts. We have to learn how to change the way we talk. Words have power. The conversations that we have every day shape the way we think. Eventually, they shape the way we live. If all we hear is competition, 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 that's how we're going to start looking at the world. If all we hear is scarcity, I ain't got this, I ain't got that. Oh, we're going to start believing that there's never enough. Before long, everybody becomes a threat instead of a possibility. Think about some of the things we say without even thinking. That's my competition. I can't tell anybody what I'm doing. I have to protect my spot. They're trying to take my customers. We've repeated those phrases so many damn times that that it becomes normal. But just because something is common doesn't mean it's healthy. What if we started changing our language? Instead of saying that's my competition, what if we said that's another business owner trying to build something for their family? Instead of saying I hope they don't take my customers, what if we say I hope there's enough success out there for all of us? Instead of asking how do I stay ahead, maybe we need to start asking who can I build with? That's a whole different conversation. I have to catch myself doing it too. You hear somebody starting a business in the same lane, and for a second, your mind starts calculating. Then I have to remind myself that their success does not cancel mine. Their customers aren't automatically my customers, and my customers aren't automatically theirs. People connect with people for different reasons. There is room for more than one person to be successful. I also think we need to become more intentional about the words that we speak into other people's lives. Tell them that you're proud of them. Congratulate them when they're making progress. Recommend their business when somebody asks. Celebrate their accomplishments without feeling like you have to mention your own in the same damn breath. Encouragement is free, but its value is priceless. We also have to watch the words we use around our kids. If all they hear is adults criticizing each other and comparing themselves to each other or acting like success is limited, then they'll grow up thinking that's normal. But if they hear us encouraging them, encouraging other people, and speaking positively about their business or their organization, they're going to grow up believing that that's what community is supposed to look like. Every culture is built on conversation. The things we repeat become the things we believe, and the things that we believe become the things that we teach. So if we want to build stronger communities tomorrow, maybe we need to start speaking differently today. Sometimes changing the world doesn't begin with changing everybody else. It begins with changing the words that come up out of your mouth. You dig? Real talk. And you know who's watching all of this? Our kids. Our kids are. They're paying attention. They may not remember every conversation that we have, but they'll remember how we treated people and how we celebrate somebody else or talked about them behind their back. They're going to remember whether we worked with people or constantly saw everybody as competition. Those are the lessons that stick. We spend a lot of time telling kids to be kind, to share, to work together, and to help other people. Those are great lessons. But if they go home and watch us refuse to support another local business, criticize somebody who's doing well, or act like helping somebody else somehow is going to hurt us, they're going to believe what they see before they believe what they hear. Children learn by watching. They watch how we solve problems, how we handle arguments or disagreements. And they're watching how we talk about our neighbors. They're watching how we treat people who can do nothing for us. They watch it. They're watching how we respond when somebody else wins. Every one of those moments is teaching them something. If all they ever hear is you can't trust nobody, they'll grow up expecting disappointment. If all they hear is that there's only enough success for a few people, they're going to spend their lives competing instead of collaborating. If they watch adults tearing each other down every 4, 5, 10 seconds, they're going to think that's how the world works. But imagine raising kids in a different environment. Imagine them growing up seeing business owners refer customers to one another. Imagine them watching neighbors help each other without expecting anything back or throwing it in your face. Imagine them hearing adults congratulate each other and genuinely support people who are trying to make something out of themselves. That changes the way a child sees the world. I honestly believe one of the greatest things that we can leave the next generation isn't just money or property. It's an example of integrity, of collaboration and trust. An example for people who understood that life wasn't about climbing over one another, but climbing with one another. One day our kids will become parents or business owners, leaders, teachers, and mentors. The question is what are we showing them today that they're going to bring with them tomorrow? Because whether we mean to or not, we're writing their definition of community every single day. If we watch kids who know how to work together, then they have to see adults working together. If we want them to believe in helping people, then we have to watch, they have to watch us helping people. In the community that we inherited, then we have to give them something stronger to imitate. The truth is, they're always watching. Let's give them something worth remembering. How about that? All right. I'll be right back.
Goddess D of Love, creator, visionary, and certified insight life coach, and the journey continues. Welcome to a daily dose of D at the Love Palace. Today's word of D-Day is... Set your notification bell so you don't miss an episode. It airs Monday through Friday at 5:30 p.m. EST.
This is a BLDS, Black Lady Doing Shit production.
COC and the world gonna know.
If you solid, you don't talk much. You just show up, no soft touch. I don't chase, I replace quick.
Help one person, support one local business, celebrate one partnership, make one introduction, share one resource, encourage one dream, just one. Now imagine thousands of people making that same choice every day. That's how movements begin. Not because one person had all the answers, because a whole lot of ordinary people decided they were going to be part of the solution instead of part of the problem. Life was never meant to be a competition. It was always meant to be a community.
If you solid, you don't talk much. You just show up, no soft touch. I don't chase, I replace quick.
Yeah, y'all made it, man. I hope one thing has become clear. The kind of community that we've been talking about isn't going to magically appear one day. It starts with us. It starts with the decisions we make every single day. It's easy to point out what's wrong, and it's easy to talk about people who don't support anymore. It's easy to blame social media, politics, the economy, or the way the world has changed. Yeah, we can do all of that. But at some point, we have to ask ourselves a different question. What am I doing to make it better? I'm so sick and tired of hearing people saying, we need this, we need that, we need this. They ain't no leaders, they ain't this, they ain't none of that. My standard answer? Okay, so why don't you step up and you become the leader and let people follow you? How about that part? Don't complain. Do something about it. Make your move. Make sure it's your best move. You know? Stop complaining about shit unless you're ready to be the change that you want to see. And that's the way I look at that. Because where there's real change, we got to begin somewhere. Why can't we be the people who congratulate other people without feeling threatened? Why can't we be the people who make the phone call when that opens a door for somebody else? Why can't we recommend somebody else's business to a mentor, someone who just simply getting started, to simply encourage somebody who's thinking about giving up? God knows how many times I put both hands up in the air. God knows. And I had those people that talked me off the edge. Those things don't cost us nothing, but they can mean everything to the person receiving them. I've learned that communities don't become stronger because everybody suddenly agrees. They become stronger because enough people decide they're tired of doing things the old way. They get tired of jealousy, tired of the division, and tired of acting like success belongs to only a handful of people. So they make a different choice. They choose collaboration, encouragement, trust, integrity. They choose a community. Those choices may never make the headlines. Nobody's handing out trophies because you refunded a customer to another business. Nobody's going to give you an award because you mentored somebody behind the scenes. Most of the things that strengthen a community happen quietly. They happen in conversations, in introductions, partnerships, small acts of kindness that people will never know about. And those moments later, sometimes they're very reason somebody keeps going. They're a reason that a business may survive, and sometimes they're a reason that dreams don't die. Imagine if every person who reads different books make one simple commitment: help the person, support a local business, celebrate partnerships, and make one introduction, share one resource, encourage a dream, just one. Now imagine 1,000 of those people making the same choice every day. And that's how movements begin. Not because one person had all the answers, but because a whole lot of ordinary people decided that they were going to be a part of the solution instead of the part of the problem. Is life a competition? After everything that we talked about, I think we already know the answer. Life was never meant to be a competition. It's always meant to be a community. And every strong community begins the same way. One person deciding to reach back, deciding to reach across, or deciding that we all rise a little higher when we choose to rise together. We covered a lot of ground together. We started this journey by asking a simple question: is life a competition? Along the way, we talked about comparison, keeping score, collaboration, mentorship, sharing, referrals, changing how we speak, about building instead of trying to build ourselves at someone else's expense. If there's one thing I hope you walk away with is this: we were never meant to do life alone. Every chapter that we went on about kept pointing back to this same truth. We need each other. It's not because we're not capable of doing things on our own, it's because we're capable of doing so much more together. Every relationship that we build and every hand we extend, every word of encouragement we speak, everything becomes another brick in the foundation of a stronger community. And the wonderful thing about change is that it doesn't require permission. You don't have to wait for everyone else to start before you decide to live differently. You can choose today to encourage instead of criticize, to celebrate instead of comparing. You can choose today to mentor somebody and share a resource, or simply remind another person that they don't have to figure everything out by themselves. That's how change spreads. One conversation to another. And that's what this is all about. Before long, you'll be able to shift a whole culture because ordinary people like us decided that we're going to become part of the solution instead of continue to complain about the problem. I don't believe we're lacking talent or lacking intelligence. I think we're forgotten just how powerful we can become when we stop trying to outdo one another and start believing in one another. My hope is that after hearing all of this, that you'll look at people differently instead of immediately seeing them as competition. Maybe you'll start seeing the possibility that can become of a couple of people who refers instead of hoarding, who mentors instead of gatekeeping, and so on and so forth. I don't want to drag a dead horse, you know what I mean? You're not going to be diminished for it. Success has never meant to separate us. It's meant to connect us, to remind us that when one person grows, a community has another opportunity to grow with them. So if this leaves you with anything, let it be this: reach back when you can, reach across whenever possible, celebrate more, compare less, build trust, share what you've learned, and help somebody find their footing. And never underestimate what can happen when good people decide to work together. I asked you whether life is a competition for you, and I think we've answered that question. You dig? All right. I got one more thing to say. One more thing to say. And I'll be right back after this.
See, collaboration over competition.
I tried to tell you. I tried, but it's cool, you know. As I sit back in my cloud car and I ride around and hover over in different places on social media, to my surprise, people are still drinking the Kool-Aid. No harm, no foul, no judgment zone here. I want my people to win every time. So if you catch me floating by, just know I'm rooting for you. Even from up here. Always. Like cloud car and gear, let's see what they're drinking today. Unbelievable. They're sipping lies like it's candy water. Different platforms, same cup. If I could get just one of them to look up. Maybe they taste what they're swallowing. Keep moving. There's still time. Hold tight, folks. I'm not done yet. What is going on over here? Let me pull up for a better view. What's going
on down there? Blended girl, keep driving. Don't you touch down anywhere. Keep driving.
Let's see where this takes us.
D, don't touch down no place. Don't touch down. We're in the Zen zone. Remember the meditation today. Don't you dare touch down. Alicia, don't touch down.
Come on, Kels. There's a cool music studio down. I gotta go. I'm dragging Mouthpiece with me.
Thumbnail, yeah. Big blessings on blessings, queen. Man. You already know. Okay. Hey, yeah.
People make the vision clear. Hands linked strong, we can't be denied. Healing in a circle, ancestors by our side. Stand together, we gon' rise forever.
Now I'm going to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. Collaboration over competition, the movement. This goes back a ways. You see 5 of us, including myself. But when the movement started, there were others. And I would be remiss if I did not bring them into the equation, because once you are COC, you're forever COC. Sometimes we have to go our own path to find our own way. But know that the foundation is always going to remain the same. We will always be a unit, in spite of what other people may think or say. From my point of view, anyway. And when I say welcome home, I truly mean welcome home. Everybody goes through things, and I'm about to show you the ebb and flow of me, because I'm not exonerated from that either. You dig? All right. Let me show you something.
They don't even knock. The wild thoughts don't knock. You're slipping like static in a dead room. Soft at first and louder than my breathing. Silence start feeling like company. And I hate how easy it is to listen. I ask myself real quiet, would it matter if I faded? Mind comes back quick with reasons. Heart comes back slow, still bleeding. I'm here, but some nights it feels like I'm only here on technicality. Exhibits of the past. Every door that closed solves. Every always that meant nothing. Every goodbye with no warning. They show up like evidence. Exhibit A, the past. Exhibit B, the ache. Exhibit C, the way I flinched when love sounds like footsteps leaving. Cold truth. If I disappeared tonight, would the world even bleed? Would morning notice I was missing? Or would the sun still rise like I never left? These wild thoughts spin in my chest, sharpest winter on my tongue. I'm not asking to be saved, I'm just tired of feeling undone. See, I don't want the ending, I just crave the quiet. A moment when my head stops screaming and my heart stops rioting. People say stay, but they don't know the weight of staying. They don't know the nights we're breathing. Feels like negotiating cold truth. If I disappear tonight, would the world even blink? When morning pours, would the sky think twice? Or would nothing even shift? These wild thoughts keep circling like birds with nowhere safe to land. I'm not giving up, I'm just trying to understand. Come true. Come true.
You see, collaboration over competition isn't just a slogan. It's a different way of moving. Somewhere along the line, we got taught that if somebody else was winning, somehow we were losing. That's the lie. There's room for all of us. This movement is about putting community before clout, support before ego, and building something bigger than ourselves. It's about sharing the game instead of gatekeeping it, opening doors instead of closing them, and understanding that helping somebody else shine doesn't dim your light. When we stop competing with each other and start working with each other, everybody eats. We build stronger communities, create more opportunities, and leave something behind that's bigger than our own success. That's what collaboration over competition is all about. Together we rise. Together we rise.
Nature photographer, a spiritualist, and an oracle card reader. Out here, every beam of light, every bend in the path becomes a message. The land shares its wisdom if you know how to listen. Today it spoke of growth, steady, patient, and full of...
Building a homestead taught me to care for the land. These little ones. Growing our own food and caring for them makes the work worth it.
There you go, buddy. Come on in. I've got plenty.
It's a simple life, but it's full of color, of heart, and the best meals we could ask for. And then there's Chicken Cat, our little barn mischief maker. He keeps the hens on their toes and makes sure no one takes life too seriously. Every evening walk through the... Every day we work for justice, for neighbors, for change. Sometimes that means rolling up our sleeves in the garden. Sometimes it means speaking up at council.
Take a deep breath in and let it go with the sound of the water. Let your shoulders drop. Feel the ground holding you. When I'm not leading sessions, I'm studying how sound shapes calm and focus. The research keeps me curious, and it gives me new...
They tryna flex, but their money is lit. I'm living proof what it mean to a saying. Type shit, flexing out the way, no mix. Type shit, running up the racks, no tricks. Type shit, private jet, I'm taking trips. Type shit, real life.
See, what you don't know is that I miss my sisters very deeply. However, I know where to go to see them and talk to them. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I support them wholeheartedly in whatever they're doing. I really do. Like I said, they always have a home here with the COC. Always. Now, with that being said, the collaboration of a competition movement is some of us grew up thinking that everything was a race. Somebody gets a blessing, a new opportunity, or starts doing good, and somehow we're supposed to feel like we got left behind. That's a mindset that we're breaking. Collaboration of a competition is about changing the way we move. Instead of trying to outdo each other, let's help each other get there. Share what you know, open the door, make an introduction, celebrate somebody else's win. There is not a shortage of opportunities. We create more when we work together. That's how communities grow, businesses grow, and people grow. When one of us wins, it should make all of us believe that we can. You dig? You dig? COC forever, baby. For real. For real. And a lot of people believe that everybody wants to be seen and everybody wants their name out there. But what's the point if you ain't bringing nobody with you? Real respect comes from the people that you've helped, not the attention that you've collected. Build people, and the community will build you. Stop acting like there's only one seat at the table. There's enough success, enough opportunities, and enough blessings for all of us. Helping somebody else doesn't take anything away from you. It proves that there's more to be had. People's ego will have you trying to do everything by yourself. Support reminds you that we're stronger together, and you can chase your own goals and still clap for somebody else. Those two things can exist at the same time. This isn't just about today. It's about what we're leaving behind. Every connection that you make, every person you help, every door that you open creates opportunities that can outlive you. That's bigger than you trying to beat the next person. That's what collaboration over competition is all about. We don't all have to be first. We just have to make sure more of us cross the finish line. You dig? You dig? All right.
I step into the studio, I bring every part of me. Producer, poet, songwriter, one heartbeat. Beats tell me where the story sits. I sculpt verses like I'm braiding my loc, strand by strand. Moonlight pours over broken glass, still it dances. I let the melody hold the pain while the words paint the healing.
As a natural healer, I believe every ritual begins with the earth. Fresh herbs, flowers, and oils are some of my favorite allies. The smoke you see here clears the space and our own energy, making room for the practice ahead. Yoga connects us to breath.
Yeah. Built from the bottom with a notebook vision. Live in the lab like I'm cooking new wisdom. Every scar's a bar, every loss is a lesson. So I lace up the rhyme with a little confession. Stage light bright, but my roots stay grounded. In the world so loud, let the truth stay sounded. People in the crowd, hands high, feeling blessed in the beat in my chest.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. Why it matters. Look around. Look around. Too many people, right, are so busy watching the next person that they forget to focus on their own path. We've been taught to compete when we shouldn't have been taught to connect. Imagine what could happen if we shared more, supported more, and celebrated each other more. We create opportunities that don't exist today. We solve problems faster. We build communities that everybody wants to be a part of. That's what collaboration over competition is about. Breaking the cycle of comparison and replacing it with connection. Opening doors instead of guarding them. Reaching back instead of looking down. This movement isn't growing because of one person. It's growing because people are choosing to move differently. They're choosing unity over division, support over ego, and community over clout. You dig? All right.
Sunrise is an invitation, a blank page, and the pen is in your hand. You don't have to wait for perfect, you just have to start.
Fear is loud, but purpose is louder. Listen to the pulse that's been waiting underneath the noise. I am the echo of my grandmother's prayers, the thunder in my own.
Air is thick with sage and possibility. Every card I turn is a conversation with spirit. On my podcast, we get real about healing. No sugarcoating, just truth and love. And as the mother of the COC movement,
This is what I'm saying. At the end of the day, right, we all go further when we stop trying to beat each other and start building with each other. That's what the COC is about, baby. So I said what I said. I'm not going to hold you much longer. The COC, collaboration over competition in the world, gonna know. Ashe and deep bow to each and every one of you. Thank you for rocking out with me today. I appreciate you. Come back soon. Really, truly, come back soon. But don't allow me to spin the block. You feeling me? Don't let me spin the block, because you know I'll let you know if I'm spinning the block. You dig? All right. Alicia Dion, take us out one more time so people understand that life is not a competition. We're stronger together, better than ever. You dig? All right, let go.
You are now tuned in.
Collaboration over competition. It's the family, COC, and the world gonna know.
Let's go.
Collaboration over competition. I told y'all, baby, let's go. COC, and the world gonna know. Collaboration over competition. I am the music and sound behind the COC, baby. Let's go. COC, and the world gonna know.
Collaboration over competition. Blessings on blessings on blessing. You already know. Let's go. COC, and the world gonna know.
Collaboration over competition. What up, fam? COC, and the world gonna know.
The COC and the world gonna know.
Let's go.
Voices in the darkness.
Yeah.
Bring the
Listen. COC fire continue to shine bright. It's shining all day.
Hope you received what you needed today. Thank you for coming by and spending some time with me. Come back soon. Ashe and deep bow to you.